because there are different seasons. There's peak season, there are off season, and then two shoulders. So peak season, our winter, their summer. December, January, February is peak. Our fall, their spring. Our spring, their fall. Okay, so March, April, May, right? And September, October, November. Did you get that? And then, of course, June, July, and August, the middle of our summer, their winter, would be considered their off season. So, you know, when evaluating when is the best time of the year to go, it depends on you guys, right? Like, what's your preference? If you go during peak season, you'll pay more for the airfare, you'll pay more for everything, you'll battle the crowds, their kids are out of school, and again, if I'm pushed, I will say I like shoulder season. So there are two of them, again, fall, spring, and if I'm pushed further, I would say I prefer our fall, their spring, okay? It's not as wet as what we've had here in our typical spring. And if you push it, remember I said there are 3 months there, if you push it to the edge of shoulder getting into peak, that's fantastic. Like October, November versus September, now you're creeping into what would be considered their summer. Okay, so that chart down the bottom has average temperature, high and low for each of the major cities, and it has average rainfall. Really, really useful tool. And if you want the equivalent, earmark pages 49 for New Zealand and 43 for the islands. Okay, people love those pages. I mean, again, it's a phone book, and you almost need a magnifying glass for those numbers down the bottom. But they are a very, very useful tool. Okay, is that all good? Useful? Yes, yes. And then the other brochures, I'll tell you really quickly. There's one brochure there, APT. It's a white brochure, and I delve into that towards the second half of the talk, so we won't worry about that for now. And then, of course, the islands brochure. Many people will do a stop in Fiji or the Cook Islands. Those are the two biggies going to and from Australia and New Zealand. Did anybody, you said you did stop there? Yeah? There's a little bit of a myth, in my opinion, when people say, oh yeah, I'm going to break that up. I'm going to break up that horrendous flight, right? I'm going to stop in Fiji. You forget that, or they forget it's only like 3 hours from Australia and New Zealand. So it's not really nicely placed halfway, which would be a beautiful thing. It doesn't work that way, but still, I highly recommend that you guys consider a stop on the way home. Often when you buy these airfares, the stop could be free, or it could be $99 or $149. Timing is everything. You know how, you look at a flight one day and you go to the bathroom and you come back and it's changed, right? Call Jan back. Yeah, I'll book it. Oh, well, it's $300 more. That's just the name of the game. So, but that's a flight thing. Definitely stop in the islands. In my opinion, you have to do it. Okay. So, and then of course everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people got the map. It is a really useful tool. There is a chart on the front page of this map that will give you drive time, rail time, and flight times between the cities. So again, a really useful tool when people look at this. Over the years, I've been doing this for 21 years, people have asked me about day tours of Ayers Rock while they're in Sydney. That's a tricky thing to do. In a Ferrari, that would be next to impossible. So you get the idea. So that is what is in the pile in front of you. Now, I did start by saying you came with questions. I'm going to put this out to you guys. If anybody gets this, I brought a couple of prizes, a beautiful APT backpack. Can anybody guess, over, like I said, my 21 years, what you think is the number one question that I get in terms of people coming to these and saying, okay, I got to ask this guy, what would be the number one question?
Ballpark figure? Cost?
That's in the top three. Did everybody hear that? Price. You're talking price, right? So usually that centers around flights. So remember I said shoulder, peak, etc., etc. So let's just say shoulder to peak season. Your economy airfare is around $2,500, and then business class can be $4,000 to $8,000, and then first class can be like $10,000 to $15,000. So big jumps between these. Now, a number of years ago, not that long ago, a few of the airlines came out with what's called premium economy. So you have economy, you have business, and first. And remember I said 2,500 to 4,000 to 8,000, it's a big jump, right? So the airlines came out with what's called premium economy. So not quite business class, wider seats, more legroom, more bells and whistles, better menu. Absolutely, when it comes time to book this trip, it's worth inquiring about premium economy. no matter which airline. Hopefully, I like Air Canada because now, in days gone by, it used to be Toronto, LA, Sydney, or Auckland. Now, it's a beautiful thing. You can go Toronto, Vancouver, skip the States, and go down to Auckland, over to New Zealand, whatever. I mean, a couple of points I would make here. Back to the premium economy, though, I've seen it as cheap as $800 more. I've seen it double that ticket. Okay, so keep that in mind. Worth asking, right? And when the itinerary